100 rated chess, but you must only move an even amount of spaces on even turns, and an odd amount of spaces on odd turns. Very challenging. We get a 114 from France. To keep it simple, just for this video, we are going to count squares by king moves. e4. Okay, it is move number 1, which is an odd number, therefore I cannot push pawns 2 squares forward. Knight c6 instead. Alright, it is time to explain how the knights move. Over the years, I have seen a lot of people arguing about how the knights move, mostly among one of these shapes, but regardless of how you draw the lines, it still doesn't explain why the knights can just completely ignore everything on their paths and head to their destination. Therefore my explanation is: they jump, which means they only move one single square per move. The knights can only move on odd moves from now on. Bishop c4. Even number, e5. So far so good. I mean, as long as he doesn't play too aggressively. That threatens a checkmate in 1. g6. Well, now there is queen takes e5 check, which actually ends the video as I won't be able to make an even distance move to defend the king. Literally all of the choices are odd distance moves. But I mean, he should be able to see that my knight is obviously defending the e-pawn. The knight is literally my only piece that has been developed, so it is just physically impossible to not seeing that. Right? Of course he sees everything. That blunders a maiden, but unfortunately this is an odd distance move. But on the other hand, I also cannot leave my queen here, because if he takes my queen on the wrong move, then the video ends as I cannot respond to his check. Therefore the only even distance move that actually makes sense here. Queen f6 is kinda forced. Man. Maybe this challenge is even more difficult than I expected. He retreats. Knight d4. Queen c3. Aha. An even turn, 1 2 3 4, bishop b4. He cannot take my bishop, by the way. Knight c2 is a triple fork. Never mind. I actually cannot take his queen because I cannot make 2 odd distance moves in a row. But knight takes c2 regardless. King d1. An even turn again, a5. Who knows, maybe he'll move to a3. Didn't happen. I'll save the knight then. Knight a3. Aha. It is finally our time to counter-attack. Queen takes f2. Bishop d5, blundering your king please. Didn't happen. Queen takes g2. Well, I mean, if he goes queen takes d7 now, I actually cannot respond to his check on an even turn and the video ends. But who plays like that anyway? Right? I never had any doubts. That blunders a horsey, but I have to make an even distance move, and after looking through my entire board, it turns out that rook k6 is kinda forced. Literally the only move that actually makes sense. Knight b5. Aha. That knight is threatening knight takes c7 check, which ends the video due to the rules. Funny enough, there isn't any ways for me to defend that check. I have to take it immediately. The moves are getting very scarce. This is going to be very difficult for me. Bishop takes b5. An even turn, and again there is literally only one move that actually makes sense here. Rook e6. I need to develop the other knight real quick though. At this rate, this rook is going to have to move back and forth once every 2 moves. Bishop takes d7. Aha. Finally. A real blunder. Okay, now calm down, take a deep breath. Do not take my bishop here. It is obviously defended by the king. Just take the pawn, and both of us are happy. Yes. But even move again though, he's also threatening queen a8, a possible video ending threat. Therefore, rook a6. I mean, this hangs the e-pawn and the other rook. But at least the video still survives. Man, I really should have made the knights even pieces and left the odds for the pawns. Queen b5. Aha. That blunders the queen again, but it is an odd move. Queen g5. Defending the e-pawn, which indirectly discourages him from moving the queen. Knight h3. That blunders a knight, but even turn. Queen e7. It's alright. It's fine. I will win this queen. He has already moved his eyes away from the queen. The most important thing I have to do now is to wait. d3. Odd move again. Queen h4, the tunnel vision tactic. Look over here please. Absolutely. And after all that struggle, that finally blunders a woman. Knight h3. That blunders a horsey. Rook f1. That blunders a rook. Suddenly he's blundering everything. Mission accomplished.